Hello, dear Gnostic Takeover crew. Hello again, because I don't know when it started to record. We're here, gathered together now to do an English version, okay, for people to recognize and understand what the Gnostic Takeover really is all about. Okay, I think Ahmed has got a thing or two or more to say about that because you know why? Because he's the one ready for action. Who is ready to take action and responsibility and recognize that you came here on this planet not to have a job, not to serve any master, but to be responsible for the living conditions of your environment, which includes your human family all across the world, from Lebanon to Syria to Africa, in Libya, Australia, Peru, shamanism, Maya shamans, what is history and what is our future. So today I sent another email. Okay, this is the sort of level of action that I'm taking right now because I've grown. I'm not just going on demonstrations, okay, and telling people that I'm not really happy with the situation right now. Yeah, of course you're not. But how far are you ready to go? And that's the key question. And that's where I want to take Ahmed in also into this conversation. We're sitting here together as a group. I couldn't be able to do the work that I'm doing right now without these two guys, okay? With major skills, different to the skills that I've got. And I just sent another video to the police in Linz, in Vienna, and to the mayor of Linz and the Interior Ministry, directly to the Interior Minister Niehammer. Okay, Karl Niehammer, look him up. Okay, this is who I'm approaching right now in Austria and sending a video about ending the crisis. Okay, we have got the solution and the solutions to all of the world problems. And I'm not jackassing you on that. And I'm not making any bones about it. We have got the solution to all of the world problems. Okay. So that's where we talk about the Gnostic takeover, Ahmed. What do you see with the actions that we take and what we're doing right now?
Well, these actions is what taking responsibility is all about. Standing in front of the oppressor and going, no, you're a criminal and I'm not afraid of you. I am not going to live the rest of my life hiding like you do. Okay? I'm willing to die for freedom, truth, and love. I'm willing to die for humanity. I'm willing to die, most of all, for this planet. Okay? What are you doing? Right? And those viewers who are watching, how many of you have sent a notice of liability? How many videos have you shared that we've talked about the notice of liability and the other hermetic principles we've been sharing the knowledge of? Okay? We've had years and years of research, and we have taken the research of Mark Passio, of the David Icks, and the Tessarians, and so on, and we have alchemized them. Okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, you want to think you're crazy, so what are you doing in the channel? Get out. Don't bother. You want to just push your own channels and your own thing and your own whatever. You've got your own agenda. What are you doing there? You don't belong. I'm sorry, but you don't belong. And if you want to know what a Gnostic means, what true Gnosis is, I call it stellar Gnosis, like Michael Tessarian. He refers it as stellar Gnosis. It's galactic. It's infinite. It's universal. It's not just this bunch of Gnostics who sit in some monastery somewhere writing the Nag Hammadi text. Okay? We're bringing this information to the fore and alchemizing it in the English language and in the modern language. And we are acting what we are. We're not just talking and speaking. We are acting because it's through the heart. And it's through care. We care about humanity. We care about you, even though you don't care about us. Okay? Because that's what living in heart intelligence is. This is what care means. Okay? That's how we manifest reality. That's the true law of attraction. This action of notice of liability is saying the pen is mightier than the sword, and we're willing to die for it. We're putting our life on the line. They know my address. They know who I am. And there is no coincidence that attempt on my life last week was a coincidence. Oh, yeah, it was just a coincidence. Some drunk guy. No, it was intentional. I witnessed it. Twice swerved into my van. Twice. On purpose. I can see. You can't just do that on a wheel and then do it again. Why are they doing it? Because they know. And I sent a notice of liability to the Ministry of Defense, the MOD, calling them out for the 77th Brigade, okay, of how they are putting out a war against their own people here in this country. And they are betraying, and they're all criminals. And I hold them privately liable and personally accountable for all their actions and for the crimes against humanity. You are criminals, and I'm calling you out. And here I am. Come and get me. Yeah? Because you can't. You tried to kill me.
You look them in the eyes and ask them, what are you going to do? Don't you, Ahmed?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Because I'm willing to die for this. You think I have any fear? There's no fear left. I don't fear you. I don't fear criminals.
What have you got to fear?
Evil.
What have you got to fear in the face of digital totalitarianism and technological control that was portrayed in the Matrix movie series for a reason? And that's why we're chilling out, for example. Guys, I just wrote directly to the Interior Ministry and the police. I should be scared, shouldn't I? And if I'm not dead yet, it's because I'm part of the controlled opposition. Well, how screwed of thinking do you think you have? And I'm not trying to be mean on our people. It's just a wake-up call to exemplify what level of action and dedication it takes to really make a difference. Because you know what really makes a difference? When you turn the tables on them. When you start to get into action, and you don't have to go where I went just now, writing directly to the police. You don't have to do that. Do small acts of action where you're getting involved and you'll grow in confidence. The most difficult thing is just getting started. And I warmed up to the level of action I'm taking right now, and it's directly telling the police of how we end this crisis. You can do it in your own language. And that's what I said. I told them on Friday, for example, the 7th of May, on Saturday, on the 8th of May, which is the end of the Second World War as a date. So that is what is resonating with what we're doing. It's the 1-year jubileum in Linz also, being there for a whole year, not one demonstration, and maybe I go to the next. You do it the whole year, okay? And I made the Interior Minister directly responsible for uninsurable laws that are not law, but regulation. And he's unlimitedly privately liable for anything or any action that the police will take on those 2 days. How about that? How about that for taking responsibility for your human family and telling them that, hey, dear police force, you don't have to worry about one thing because I already know who's responsible. And you give him the option to move that responsibility up the ladder, right up into the mafia. And then I look into the camera. What are you going to do, huh? Vampire Empire? Have you watched the movie Blade? Have you ever thought of the idea that there's unseen forces at work here? And it ain't looking like it's some light forces at play that are pulling off this shit since decades, if not centuries. And there came a point, didn't it, Ahmed, where we said, enough is enough. You pull the trigger on this scam in 2020, and the Gnostic Takeover says, you lock us down, we take you down.
you down.
How about that? What do you think, Ahmed?
Absolutely. That's what we're, this is our attitude, because it comes down to attitude. You know, what's your attitude? Your attitude is to what? To still research PCR tests and share around videos about waking others up? Well, guess what? They're not going to wake up. There's only so many people that are going to wake up. You have to understand that this mind control has been going on for thousands of years. Okay? Especially in the last 50 since the Second World War. People have been completely MK ultra'd. They are victims of kidnapping, and they have Stockholm syndrome. They're in love with their oppressors, and they'll do anything for them. And they're too far invested now. Do you not understand? The longer time passes, the more invested they become in the illusion, the Maya. And that's why you got to stop trying to wake others up and start acting through your actions. That's how you wake people up. Using the system against them, showing them, look, we found the seeds of their own destruction, because all evil contains the seeds of its own destruction. One of those seeds is the notice of liability. Okay, I'm not here to preach, and I'm tired, to be honest. I'm really, really tired of this. You know, feels like you know, just us here, along with Errol, are the only ones taking this seriously. And Professor Dolores Cahill, who Steve spoke to and gave the idea to. This is why she can travel and do her Freedom Airways. Did you even think about that? Huh? Did you even think about that? Where she got that information from?
And I just want to clarify here. I was on a call with her and gave her, and she said this to me. It's like, oh, I wasn't aware of that. I explained to her it's an insurance system, and that none of these measures are insurable, and therefore this is not law because of that. Because a law is a contract, and the contract has to be clearly stated who takes liability for damages caused. And that she didn't know. I think she already was on the trail of a notice of liability, but this is what we're dealing with. And this is what I also told the police and the Interior Ministry directly. Do you want to open up the causa Wybrow instead of the causa Assange? What are you doing to journalism? I'm not even on your paycheck. I haven't got government money. I'm just in it with my pure heart for doing the right thing that needs to be done for this planet. And if there's any entity or any being anywhere, I'm doing this for this planet. And I'm learning from her, and she is the biggest warrior. And I just want to take this moment right now to respect and dedicate our lives to this planet. We are generals of the plant kingdom. We have all the powers she has because we do not charge money for the help that our human family needs. And we here in the Western world have had access to education and can take them down, and that's what we're doing. We take all the power back of the land throughout the world, and we give that right back to our human family, because I don't want to tell anyone what to do. I'm not interested. Actually, I'm fucking tired. But I'm going to take a rest, because I've been working my balls off since 1 year, and I need a rest. I'm not getting it because I hear my planet telling me what to do. And then I find the strength, and I will always find the strength inside of me to serve that intelligence, that which gives me a direct reason to live, to die for. And do you really think they're so powerful when they are trying to control this? It's nature. It's our nature. It's the nature of the human being and the human soul finally coming forward.
And what do you think nature is? Okay, our mother planet is the macrocosm to our bodies. Our bodies is the microcosm of the planet. Okay, this is why they attack the body first to get to the mind, because it's the body first. Okay, we talk about it. As below, so above, not as above, so below. As below, the below is our mother planet. What's under our feet? What's below our heads? Our bodies. There's some Gnostic intel for you. And what do you think Gaia Saphire's correction is about? When John Lamlash talks about the correction. And how do we align with that correction? That's us. We have to align with her. And if we don't, you're going to fall. And your soul is not going to be saved. Okay? So this is time to save your soul, because after you die, it's your choice. You want to reincarnate back in this hellhole or to their dimension, their fourth dimension. You want to go there? Go for it. We're trying to save souls here, not just our planet. This is why we share this information, so that people can start recognizing the intel we have through all the years of research and through the life experiences we've had. We've all had unique life experiences. But boy, oh boy, have I had a life, one hell of a life, the amount of suffering I had to go through. And I've healed all my traumas. I've successfully healed my traumas. Someone like me should be right now in a gang, a drug gang, a mafia. That's where I should be. And I was offered once upon a time. And that's a story over a campfire I will tell, not on here. But what are you going to do? Are you still going to get on with life? Still work? Or are
Hope
you
for the
making
best.
actionable plans now? Yeah, and just hope for the best. Well, guess what? The hopium, because that's a drug, just like religion. Okay, you want the hopium? Go for it. Go and you know, numb yourself with the hope. Okay, you want true hope? That's faith, faith in yourself, and faith in our human family that are like us today. Okay, recording this video before you, so you can witness this and what we speak, because we only speak the truth, and that's the truth of the heart. And we get to the heart only through aligning ourselves with our mother planet. And once you are doing that, nature works for you, not against you. That's what they do. They work against nature, so nature is not for them. This is why they are weak. They give the illusion, the Maya of power, but true power comes from the heart. And if you have any moral backbone in you, you'll be listening to what we are talking about with this notice of liability and the shamanistic hermetic approach we have with the land and the energetics. You want the intel? Well, guess what? You ain't going to have it. You ain't going to have it. You've got to work for it. You've got to prove yourself to yourself first. And then those who are aligned with the heart can see that, like us, like we do. Not that we're better than you, because it's not about ego. We're no longer operating in the ego matrix.
Yeah, that's where the Matrix wants to hack you.
Yeah. Well, this is not about dominance or possession. Okay? I don't live in that frequency. That's the old me from, gosh, like I can't even remember, from decades ago. And, I've had to suffer because I thought at once upon a time, what am I going to do? After 9/11 and after finding out about all the secret societies, after being falsely arrested and had my DNA taken against my will at the police station all those years ago. You think I'm still scared? No, I don't give a shit. I am unafraid. I have made my peace with death. Do you not see?
Yeah.
Once you make your peace with death, all fear falls away from your life and all dependency falls away. No, I can't, I can't leave this relationship, even though they're going to take the vax, and yeah, my partner is, keeping the money coming in, and I can't survive on my own because, I can't work, and the system and all. No, you find the solution. Creativity comes through the heart. Once your heart aligned, how do you think I'm eating every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
How do you think
how
I'm putting a roof over my head?
and how we get along. It's by
Yeah.
building trust, and that takes
And you
time.
work for
And
yourself. You want to,
most people are not ready to go into a long-term way of thinking, which is the way that nature works. Look outside
exactly.
of you. How much does it take? How much power does it take to uphold this? Every day it works flawlessly. Now, guess what the system has disconnected us from? Long-term thinking and action.
Yeah. And the long-term thinking that they've given you, the program, is the security of money. Well, guess what, folks? As Max Egan likes to say, guess what? Economic crash impending. Okay? And when, even though you're earning your money, that money ain't going to mean diddly squat. Okay? If you haven't already used it to start buying land and start growing your own food, and also using that money to take down the system, using their weapons against them.
Yeah,
Okay?
and that's why I
That's where
want to
I'm at.
jump in. That's why I want to jump in and sort of like wrap this up, because this is just a warm up. Okay, me and Ahmed, we're in the gym and we just did the warm up. Although we don't go to a gym because we rather go out into nature and lift some, some trees if I were able to lift them. But to wrap this up, okay, directly from the horse's mouth, although I'm not a horse, only in Chinese calendar system, we tell you how the system is, okay?
Hmm.
Before I tell the viewers, and I want you to wrap this up also, before I tell the viewers of what it really takes inside of them, okay, to do the job, the great work, serving the mother planet, which she directly communicated to me and to you, Ahmed, with the notice of liability approach. Before I go into what needs to happen interiorly, okay, externally, just look, as you're seeing this video, and you're seeing it for a reason, look up what a contract is based upon, okay? That's all you need to look for. That is true alchemy of the most important information, which is always principles. When you know that everything in this world is contract-based, it's due to the nature of any system being a copy of natural law and has to be insured. Look at what a contract is based on. And what I did, I played poker with the criminals who are the real criminals. Okay. I don't have to do what's based in the law and have to have a certain approach. No, you write an email directly. They can't say they didn't get it because they got it, and you've got that receipt. And energetically, that's the most important when the universe is energy, frequency, and vibration. That intention of the notice of liability you sent it to, that is that which works. Truly. That's the only thing that works. That's why I don't go by any protocol. The only thing I do is I name it for what it is, notice of liability, or as the third one was, a peace agreement with the Interior Minister, Karl Nehammer, okay, a declaration of peace. And all you need to do is you remove consent from all of that which is happening. You explain yourself however you want. And when you do not consent, you command. That's the power and energy, internal energy you need to get into in order for it to have an effect. Because one side of the coin is not the full. You need the other side of the coin. I do not consent, I command. I command you to do this because I've sussed you. I know through the information Ahmed and Steve and others have shared with me that all of this is uninsurable and they're unlimitedly privately liable. Okay, let's see what the sum is. Can you afford 1 week of lockdown? I don't think so. So that would get really expensive, and all you need at the end is a signature, and probably you don't even need that, but you put a signature to it and you send it directly to them. All right, that's all it takes. There's your template, just summarized in a few minutes. And I just want to wrap this up and bring you in, Ahmed, here, because You're doing this action. The notice of liability is the outward expression of an intention. And then the inner work is, when did you give up on love? True love. What is that all about, Ahmed? And let's just wrap this up, in a smooth manner.
True love. I mean, true love starts with care. It refers back to care and nurture and growth and the ability to feel and connect with nature and the human nature being. I don't call them human beings, it's human nature being, because we are nature beings. First and foremost, you have to understand that caveat within that label. Okay, you're not just being a human, you are nature itself. This is a war that we are in right now, and I don't think people are realizing this, or realizing the scale of what's actually going
The
on
boiling
on the
frog picture. You know the boiling frog?
yes. Yeah, it's totally that, and we're still there because people are not. You see, we need to spread this information of the notice of liability. And I sadly don't see that most of the people on the Gnostic Takeover channel are doing any of that, sadly. Not taking it seriously. Or
Maybe
how do
we're
I
the
do it?
ones
I
that
need
have
a
to do it.
template.
Maybe we're the
Yeah,
ones that have to
well,
do it, and they do other things. Also possibility.
of course. But that's responsibility, though, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you want to take down the system, the mafia, the cabal, you have to energetically put that imprint out there of what your intention is in your heart. Because what is love? Love also is attached to truth, freedom, okay, and morality. What is
Protection of
moral?
love.
It's to do with it's the intention of love,
Protection.
and the morality is the alignment of love. That's what morality is. It's you aligning yourself with love and care, the
And
care
and and, and
principle from that comes from love.
what our dear friend Errol shared with us, the protection of love, which most people forget, and they do not want to see it, Ahmed. The masculine.
Mhm.
They do not want to see. Lots of
Yeah.
women out there are afraid of the masculine showing up and telling them to stuff it down there. You know what?
Well, guess what? We're doing it anyway, regardless of whether they show up or not, because that's who we are. We don't care. We don't care if you don't do it. It's your choice. We're giving the information out there so that you can save your soul.
Mm.
Okay? Because that's what it is. We are, and by saving
The
the
human
soul, you're
family.
saving the planet and the human family in turn. Yeah, it's all energetically connected.
Mm.
That's the thing. There is a symbiosis in that intention of love. And that love, okay, you cannot fathom love because it's a feeling, and we can only use so many words to describe love. But love is aligned with the good in us, with the good in nature. Okay? And love also can be destructive. Don't have any illusions about it. Love isn't just soft, it's the yin yang. It's the soft and hard working together. That's love. It's the alchemizing of the two. What is the hard aspect? That's the masculine aspect we talk about, which is the protection. What is protection? It's self defense. What is self defense? It's standing in your own authority and not allowing others to authorize who you are. No, I authorize me. I'm the authority. I don't need a government. I don't need a man to stand on top of me telling me, yes, you do this and you do that. And none of us are telling you either. We're not your authority. You are your own authority, but the only way you're going to get to that authority, that's true power, you see, because that's when you become the commander. That's what commanding means. So that's what I'm tying it down to. Authority. You want to know what that means? You are the one that becomes the authority when you stand for the truth and stand with love.
Exactly. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The dictionary definition in the law for authority does not exist, like this virus. And I want to wrap this up. Let's have our dear friends have the last word on this. What have you got to share with the human family?
I just wanted to say, for me, it's about the action you take, and for me, it's a constant like fight against immoral behavior with myself and with the people around me, so we can learn from each other. And if everyone is working on his behavior, and this will spread in the people around you, and it will go on and on, because when someone learns how to behave, how to act, how to just be, then you don't forget this, and you just stay with it. And when there's one light burning, there will be burning completely. There will be nothing that pulls down the light again. Just it's burning, and this spreads on. And when this is finished, then the whole thing is done. And if enough light is burning, then it's over. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, and the circle is completed. If you say it again, the responsible for each other is much of the importance points to learn. It's a big learn experience to stand to this unknown feeling, what's so blockaded and manipulated outside, to go in this, to trust. A mood? Mutig?
Courageous, being courageous.
To being courageous.
Yeah, that's why we've got the Austria English connection. And you jump into the cold water, you mean?
Yeah, you jump into the cool water.
Yeah, and you get a sleigh, a proper sleigh. You do it in the winters like me, Errol, and the wizard. Okay, this is the wizard here, and we've got Bob Marley with us too. So we're having a good time. We're celebrating this at the same time, giving learning lessons, and that's what teaching is all about. As we learned from Socrates, education is not the filling of a vessel, but the kindling of a flame. And we are erupting that flame. We're the volcano. We're the ones who activate pyramids, and you do the same thing in your country, and the cabal will be running away from you because you're too dangerous for this system.
Notice of liability first before working with the energetics of the land.
Exactly.
It's a rite of passage, I'm afraid. So if you haven't done it, you don't have the right to do it, because our mother planet will see that, will know anyway. You won't be able to activate any energetics because she will refuse to work with you. And she is an intelligent living organism, and she'll know just from your body.
The land will call the right people to activate it.
Exactly.
It's just, yeah.
Exactly.
And we only did one ceremony, okay, before I served my notice of liability. So just however it synchronistically comes to you when you feel attracted magnetically to what we're talking about, then you're in the right place. And we're just going to have a good time now. Ahmed, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as always, for being the true,
Thank you, brother,
aligned brother of the human family for us, and everyone here also who's serving their talent to the planet. This is what it takes, okay? Our planetary mother is yearning for it, and it's about time to activate. And that's what you hear on the Gnostic Takeover. That's what we're all about. We activate each other for our life in love, in freedom to manifest. So thank you. From
My
Vienna
honor, and
to
I honor you
London
all.
and all across the world, we love you, human family. And most of all,
And I love you.
we love you.
We love you too.
The planet,
And
the
forgive
earth.
my brashness. I'm not usually, I'm not easily angered, but this is really getting to me now, because I see like the urgency is gone. People are getting demoralized and losing this sort of drive. Well, hopefully this video, not hopefully, if it resonates with you, this video should energize you and get you and activate that masculine principle in you to take action. Enough of the being, enough of the research, enough of the consumer of information. Stop being a consumer, and let's start taking action. Okay, because we have for the past year, and we're at the end now of our actions. and it's up to you now. The rest is up to you. It's up to you
Yeah, the
to
warrior.
use us as an example.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
the warrior principle.
All right.
Love,
Thank you.
much
That's
love.
that's a beautiful point to finish off, the warrior principle, and that's what's going to bring us to the paradise that this planet is meant for. Thank you very much for your attention, and good night.